So, K-pop Demon Hunters has finally released on Netflix, and it was great. Truly, I enjoyed it. But there were some things that I have thoughts on that we need to talk about. First thought, who are the main characters? Because I genuinely thought it was Rumi and Junu with the way things were going. We had a trio in the beginning, Mira, Rumi, and Zoe. We got flashbacks of their lives and their personalities via the fans and the scene of carbo loading on the plane to demonstrate their dynamic. But the other two, Mira and Zoe, start to feel like side characters the longer the film goes on. The girls only get 2 weeks vacation, and so when Rumi pushed the song Golden out anyway, like literally the day they finished the tour, they just kind of accepted it with minimal pushback. They were ready to get on their couch and relax, and her doing that was really inconsiderate without even consulting them. And Mira and Zoe did not have to go along with it. They could have had an argument right there, and that could have been interesting. The movie could have been about them breaking down the walls of their friendship while they fight the war, but they aren't as involved with the main conflict on a personal level. They understand their role in the conflict on the surface, which is we fight demons, we have to fix the Hanmoon so we can destroy this demon band. But for Rumi, the problem feels almost life-threatening because in her mind, her personal safety is at stake. She has no idea how this is actually going to work with the demon blood and the cleansing and stuff. The other girls are almost used as comedic relief. It didn't have to be this way though. I mean, Mira struggled with being a rebel, so she would understand that if something happened to their group, she'd struggle to fit into some horrible job somewhere. And Zoe has to be an artist. She's definitely an artist. So if she's anything like me, working a 9 to 5 is a death sentence, mentally anyway. So it felt like they only existed to make Rumi make decisions, especially after the scene where they reject her and then get hypnotized. Do they have any agency in this story? And maybe I'm the weird one, but I feel like my best friend who I had trained with and cried with and fought demons with for years and were adults now was suddenly revealed to be half demon, and they didn't speak to me about it. I'd be like, hey, what's that on your arm? Are you good? Does it hurt? Also, why didn't you tell me? And I know she's a demon and that's the enemy, but she can still sing, right? And plus we gotta fix the Hanmoon so that nobody gets eaten. So when Rumi ran away alone and crying, I was so sad because that was her chance to finally talk to them, but her fears went out all those years and it didn't buy enough trust to not be met with a weapon. I can't fully blame them though, because it seems like their mother figure / trainer did the anti-demon brainwashing pretty good. I really feel that Demon Boy Junu got more prominence in the story than her friends, and initially I was fine with that because I thought he would have a greater significance to their goals, some relation to the Hanmoon because he's a singing demon, or to her parents because he kept getting flashbacks that were traumatizing. But there was no overarching connection. He appeared, he's evil, he wants to be redeemed or freed from this harassment from Guima. He develops a crush on a teenager, I don't know, and then sacrifices himself so we don't have to suffer this ship. Felt like I was watching Twilight for a minute there because I'm pretty sure he's from feudal era Japan. How many years ago was that? 600, 500, who knows? And then we had the K-drama scene and I almost got taken out. That was so funny. But I don't hate him. I just wish he didn't get so much time spent on him, or maybe have Rumi tell the girls about him and that starts the seeds of mistrust because they don't understand why she's even giving him the time of day. And then later we get that devastating reveal on stage and it makes sense to be like, ew, get away from me, traitor, you're not my real friend. Now we have the main idea of the film. I think it's self-acceptance, no more shame of who you are, finding your place in the world. I like it. I would have liked it more if we got to focus on Rumi's family history and the Hanmoon, who created it and how does it work, because that theory the fake mom came up with that it would magically cleanse the demon blood without killing her without any proof was crazy. And she ended up being an op, so her plan can't be trusted anyway. I would have liked to see how Rumi finding out about where she came from would affect how she saw herself. She felt like such an abomination that she asked her teacher to kill her, and that's devastating. So it was nice when she realized that she didn't need validation from the old biddy and went back to save her friends. The biggest bother I had, the throat being healed because she confessed her shame, but not to her friends, to some guy she just met. Why? It's not a breakthrough if you feel like you have to continue lying to the people who care about you most. And why does she get that from a stranger and not her family? We spent half the movie on him instead of the people she actually lives with and cares about, and so why is Remy so ready to forgive him after he told her the truth about how his family died? He double crossed you, embarrassed you on stage. Your friends are not your friends anymore. He made a deal with the devil, abandoned his family, now he's trapped for eternity, as he should be. Like, get up, please. But maybe Rumi was so ready to believe in a demon because she wanted someone to believe in her and love her regardless, so she's projecting or something, but Junu was not the role model for that, more like a stepping stone. Because I'm sorry, just leaving your family to go live in riches and be successful, a deadbeat, and now you want to cry because you're punished. Just a big trash man, and I'm not sure that's really redeemable. So he really had no other course but to die to be free of his sins, or maybe he could have done charity work for eternity. I don't know. No, I went into this movie expecting more of the K-pop element than the demon hunter angle, and that's on me. I was Delulu and I thought I was getting a girl power friendship journey, and instead it was like a semi self-discovery with a dash of drama and fantasy adventure. The girls are overly focused on their fans and rarely take any consideration for themselves. They don't really seem to experience any serious stress due to their job, which we know that being a K-pop idol is a little stressful, so I was surprised about that. And their job especially carries the weight of the world, apparently, because if they don't keep the honeymoon intact, the demons are gonna eat everyone. And it's hard to believe that it's only over Korea. My friend said that Beyonce and Sabrina Carpenter are probably keeping America's intact, and I've decided that that is true. And I've also decided that Drake must be on the demon's side trying to break it, because why did Nokia come onto my Spotify the other day? I had to hit the skip button immediately. The longer the story went on, I felt like I had to stop caring about certain bits because I started having questions about things that weren't addressed and it was distracting me. The magic system is pretty loose and up to interpretation, which is not really an issue necessarily, but then they started talking about demons suffering and feeling shame, and I was like, does that mean that some of them repent? Do they need souls or do they steal them? Because if they don't have them, they'll die. Do they need souls to have feelings? Do many demons despise Guima, or can they just not do anything about it? Is there a demon rebellion? Why are they stealing bodies? Do they eat those too? What's with the missing persons report? Shouldn't it be murder? Well, that might be censoring because kids are watching this. And there's no way that all demons are evil because Rumi exists. So yeah, I had to stop thinking because it was making me want a TV series with the full lore and world building and everything, and that's just not feasible in a movie that's an hour and 40 minutes. Nobody's doing that. But seriously, Rumi, girl, where your daddy at? Is he dead? Is he in the demon world? Does Guima know that he fathered a child? Is he hiding? What happened to her family? I was more interested in her family and the demons and her issues than Junu, who is not really a sympathetic character because he did all that himself. Nobody made him do that. Like, maybe he was tempted or something, but that isn't... He was already in that mindset where he was not considering other people's needs if he was able to just leave them and become a famous singer and not give them the time of day. And some people are like that. They're like the crab in the bucket thing. He saw that he could get away and he decided he didn't want them dragging him down. So I don't feel bad for him. Now, the songs Your Idol hits, that was one of my favorites, and how it's done is really catchy. They did a good job with the music. I felt the K-pop vibes greatly. And the stan culture and the trends were accurate, especially with how quickly people jump trains to a new group when one goes on hiatus. I found Takedown to be an interesting song choice because it demonstrated their prejudice and misunderstandings on the demon populations and their motivations. The lyrics, a demon with no feelings, don't deserve to live, a broken soul trapped in a nasty shell. Well, it's clear they do have feelings, the higher level ones like Junu do anyway. I mean, Guima seems to have some sort of feeling. It doesn't mean he's not evil, but he gets angry, he gets disappointed, he takes his anger out on his subjects. And what is living in this context? We see them get excited about the Saja boys and about getting souls. That is a feeling. I mean, I guess being trapped in hell with no entertainment is death, which is what would happen if they succeeded in turning the whole moon golden. They would be trapped down there in their misery forever, and that's not really living. And the line about the demons being broken, oof. Either because of what they did in life or that's how they were created. Do they crave souls as a misguided way to fix themselves or feel better about themselves? How do they even end up down there? And that's me wanting more lore. In conclusion, the movie, as it continued, kept adding more and more plot points, and the focus became more unclear, but also very dependent on the demons that we have little information on. So I became slightly disillusioned, but I still enjoyed it and I would watch it again. They did a good job, and it looks like it's getting popular online, so hopefully we get a sequel or something and a lot of merch. I really need merch of that little blue cat. It was so cute and ridiculous and kind of stupid, and the bird is really cool too, so I would get the bird on like a t-shirt. And I think Rumi and Elsa should have a rap battle and then bond over their crappy parents together. Feel free to like, subscribe, or comment, and if you have time to waste, check out my other videos. See ya!